happy to be joined by Cloud9's High and Sneaky. So you guys won that game. I like the call signs when you're going up. That's good. So tell me what you thought going into this match against Curse. What were your thoughts against them?
Well, they had blue side, so I wasn't really looking forward to that. And the game went hard. I don't personally like the Yasuo versus Black matchup that well. Pre-level 6 is pretty easy, but once he gets 6 in blue buff, I'm literally scared for my life. Like one time in mid, if he hit that chain enemy, he would have killed me, and that might have been enough for him to win the game. But that match is really hard, so I don't know.
So why'd you even play it? Why go for the matchup at all?
It's not that bad. I'll outscale him.
I was scared for my life, but it wasn't that bad.
I'm scared for my life, but if I don't die, I outscale him pretty hard, and I should win the game if I don't die.
All right.
Okay.
Does that plan change at all if they use all of their CC on you every fight and they focus you down? How does your plan change at that point?
I pretty much just die. I think I got 100% of the Vi ultis on me in team fights, and then this guy's just sitting over here 5-0, like 5-0-7 Caitlyn just shooting everyone, doing like a ton of damage. So I'm like, all right, as long as Sneaky isn't dead, he can carry me in the fight. So
you're okay with it?
Yeah, I'm okay if I get carried.
Take it for the team.
If I get carried, I'm okay with it.
Sneak, are you okay with that one? Getting untouched in team fights, is that all right with you?
Super safe, could deal as much damage as possible.
It's good. So then what was your sort of role in the team fights then? Like when you know that you're not getting the focus, does it unlock you to play more aggressively?
Sometimes. I was still trying to stay back as possible so that I could not get focused at all. Even if they tried to dive me, there was no way they would kill me because I almost always had flash up when we were fighting. So although there were a few fights where I was actually able to hit Voyboy because he was like trying to go in and kill someone else, so I was just able to wail on him.
It was high. He was trying to kill.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do have a specific question for you, though, Sneaky, because you were pretty outspoken about the changes to Static Shiv, where it's only going to crit if your attack crits. Said you're never going to get one ever again. Obviously, we're on the 4.1 patch here. Is that the only reason that you bought it now? If this was 4.2, would you have bought it in the same situation this game?
The reason I bought it there was because I had exactly 2,500 gold. And I was actually kind of disappointed I had that. I was like, darn, I couldn't get PD this game.
But it worked out. Obviously, you had lightning going around. You killed a bunch of people. So we've got our first replay here of this interview. It's a mid-game team fight there in the mid lane. High, unsurprisingly, gets focused in the battle. I don't know if that's a shock to anyone. If we can get that on your screen, walk us through what happens in this battle.
All right, so Lemon was running that way. I'm trying to follow him. I knew I was about to get jumped on and die. So I was just basically telling my team to kill the front line. Sneaky's sitting in the back completely safe from everyone. He's literally just waiting on people. Now they're diving him. So this is where I call balls to stop diving the back line and tell everyone to peel for Sneaky. Because if Sneaky lives, we win the team fight. So obviously he doesn't die here because everyone started peeling for him, and then we win this team fight. So even though I died, I just start calling for my team what to do afterwards. And if they listen, it should normally go well for us. So
those calls from the grave.
Yeah,
working out for you.
if I'm dead, it's easier because I'm not doing anything.
You can just focus on making the calls.
Yeah,
Perfect.
kind of like a 6-wheel sort of.
So you didn't get your ult off in that fight, though. Is that frustrating at all? Are you like, somebody please just land a knock-up so I can at least ult before I die?
I was trying to get my ulti off, but I'm pretty sure I was CC'd for the majority of that fight. Leona jumped on me, Vi jumped on me. Yeah. So I'm spamming R, but they're not letting me do it. So I don't know. I was kind of in a bad position that fight. So.
Well, of course, it worked out for you guys, though. So you go through, you mop a bunch of team fights. I want to kind of press you on what you do then when you've got that sort of early lead, because you had kind of kills going back and forth, but you were in the goal lead the whole time. What do you do to press advantages further as a team?
It kind of depends on how the game's going. If there's a dragon coming up, we can almost guaranteed fight it if we're ahead, because then we will basically have control, and they just have to either force a bad engage or we just get the free dragon.
Seemed to work out for you guys, of course. So we have another replay coming up here. It is a big Baron fight there right towards the end of the game.
Ooh.
And Sneaky, you have a big shootout against Cop in this one as well. With like a 4 health, like survival, whatever. When we get that one up there, I want you to talk about how this fight goes down.
Yeah, for me, the call was to go and dominate because we didn't want to make it a smite war. And then I saw Voyboy was pretty far out, so I started to try hit him. I think he dies right here to me. Yeah. And then me and Cop go at it right now.
So how do you outplay him?
I was actually just, I'm so high on life, and I have all my summoners. I'm just going to throw everything at him and run his face, and he can't kill me.
And then that flash away, you were...
I was a little bit scared. One life.
Style flash?
I was like, all right, 1 life. Time to get out.
Worked out. You guys had a fun game, of course. I do want to call your attention to, if you guys watched the TSM Coast game that went on just before you guys. How did you feel about that match?
Well, for us to follow that match, that hype of a match, our game was relatively boring compared to their game, to be fair. They had a Nexus an expat gate, basically.
Yeah.
And for us to follow that, that's kind of crazy. The game itself wasn't a super high-level play. Coach could have ended the game much better if they bought correct items or did the correct things. But TSM played well while they were behind and took advantage of the fact that Coach built badly. So the game went longer than it should have, but the fact that it did makes for a more interesting game, because the worse the game is, the more interesting it is for spectators, because it's likely there'll be more fights, it's likely there'll be more bad dives, it's likely there'll be more bad Baron calls. So it's interesting if it's a bad game. So I thought it was very fun to watch. But the first half of the game, like the first 20 minutes was really good. The last half was just kind of interesting.
Anytime there's a ring around the Nexus, it's pretty fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay, well, how about the game coming up next here? We are going to have XDG debut their new lineup. What are your thoughts on the recent changes to the team?
Is it XCG versus CLG?
Yeah.
Okay. We actually scrimmed them a few times, and they're using the Bloodwaters account, so we didn't actually know that they swapped. It was the same day of, like, an hour or two before. We're like, huh, that actually happened. But I think they should do okay. I don't think it's going to be the worst thing ever, and I hope they can come out, because they've been having a lot of trouble this whole season.
Yeah, it's weird because they were giving you a run for the money. Like, what are you seeing as like the big difference? Like, because they were like one of your big competitors, right, last season. What's the big difference with these guys? Why have they been slacking so much?
I think their advantage before was being able to snowball a lot off early game, and now that the game is less snowballing that factor, and they changed their junglers out, they can't really close games out as easily.
All right, well, guys, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations on your win. You're one game behind first place. We'll see if you guys can do it by the end of the week. We've got more stuff going on, guys. We're going to send it back over to Riv and Jad at the caster's desk, and as we go,